The following video contains coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome into the exciting part 2 of Uncle Gramma's story time. Uncle Gramma's not here, as this is a continuation from last week's episode with the great Allan Harding, with the best bros, Black Mastiff, Cancer Bats dudes, absolutely amazing. We got into sort of the start and got to know him a little bit last week. This week we get into something really, really cool, as we talk about humanity coming together to help out brothers in need, if you will. And I won't tease it any longer. We'll jump right into it. But thank you for always checking in here with Uncle Gramma's story time. We always appreciate it, and we love you very much. Enjoy part 2 with my man, Allan Harding.
And speaking of interesting band names, tell me how you ended up hooking up with the Cancer Bats guys.
Oh, yeah, interesting band name for sure.
Yeah.
That's such a funny name, man, because I'm so stoked to be in the band. I'll tell people, well, customers or people that don't know, and they're like, "What's the band called?" I'm like, "Cancer Bat." They're like, "Oh, like cancer? Oh." Like, how did they come up with the name? I'm like, literally a disease and a animal.
Yeah.
Liam did a poll at this call center he worked at. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's funny because Cancer Bats and Black Mastiff have crossed paths many times over the years.
And shout out Black Mastiff. Fucking yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, I love playing with those dudes. It's been such a journey, and we've just accomplished so many things I never imagined we would. Because that was another band that's like, just for fun, we're not gonna try.
Fuck yeah.
And it
We're
just
never
takes
gonna
off.
spend money.
Yeah.
We don't want to spend our personal money. We don't, we're over this grind, and it just ended up working out in a lot of different ways, and a lot of things haven't worked out. But one thing that did was touring with Cancer Bats, doing little 3-packs, because there's this guy in Alberta, John Kennedy, JFK they call him. He books everything. He booked all our old shit. We used to be in heavier bands.
Yep.
And he's kind of the hardcore metal guy, and he always booked Cancer Bats. And just because he's our friend, he would be like, Black Mastiff, Cancer Bat.
Yep.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah.
And, on paper, it might not make sense, but those shows were always awesome, just having that variety. Anyway, they thought also that Fat Sabbath, the alternative band, would be cool to do. And we did 2 weeks with them out west where they jumped in our van, because we're just a 3-piece. They're 4.
Yeah. Loaded up.
We shared the van and did the west, and they had a backup drummer, Joel Johnson.
Yeah, shout out Joel from Red Deer.
Yeah, dude. Such a great homie. You should interview that guy. He's doing lots of drum tech stuff for some big act.
I saw he was on tour with you guys, right?
He was with Cancer Bats on that tour, which it's this family.
Yeah.
It's and I've been in the family with those dudes for a while,
Yeah.
And even back from Passenger Action and Manine and the Toronto scene, and we were on New Damage, and they were on Distort, and they were on New Damage for record. Just like this. Oh, you're in that band. You guys are still around. You still play. Fuck yeah! Stop, man.
Yeah.
We did that tour, and Joel did the first half, and then we had a month off, and we did another 2 weeks out east, all of Ontario and Quebec. And we were in different vehicles on that one, but Mikey was playing drums, and it was just different. And I was just like, whoa, Mikey's sick. And at the end of that tour, I was partying a bit, and I was throwing it out there. If Joel can't make it, call me. Cause Mastiff's done Sabbath tributes. I worship Sabbath, Billboard. It's my favorite shit. Let me do it. I would love fucking, we all get along. We're all homies.
Just put me in, coach.
That's it.
Yeah. And they're oh yeah, no, Joel can always do it. And I'm like, oh yeah, oh sorry.
Sorry for asking, my bad.
Thanks for, but yeah, probably not. And I was like, fuck, whatever.
If you didn't throw it out there though, man.
Oh man, and then maybe 2 months later, I just get a call out of the blue from Mike, the drummer in Cancer Bats,
Yeah.
Mikey. And he's like, hey, dude, like, you know how you're talking about Fat Sabbath? Like, would you consider doing Cancer Bat? And I was like, what? Like, I'd way rather do that, to be honest.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the real band, and like,
Yeah.
I fucking love that stuff. And it's like, to be honest, easier to play.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Sabbath
Yeah.
is
That plays
hard,
into it,
dude.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
it's so coked out and random, and Mikey's just so thoughtful and clever, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's just, it was in my wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah.
And I like without hesitation said yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, and then they sent me 21 songs, and I was like,
Yep.
dude,
Hey,
I
oh,
was like,
shit.
holy fuck.
Here's
like,
21 songs. This is our 45-minute set.
There you go.
yeah, so like, long story, that's how it happened. And they were just like, yeah, we're going to Europe. We're gonna meet you in Belgium. We got a day of rehearsal.
Yep.
And then we start in France at this outdoor festival with like crazy band.
That's
And
nuts.
oh yeah, we're gonna do 3 shows with Converge and like 5 with Hatebreed and 4 with Walls of Jericho and
Come on.
Okay.
what? Yes, okay, yes. And then like then I had to grind to get it to where I felt like I need to be as good as Mikey.
Yeah.
And like I want to show up and for them to not
worry
have a
about you.
single. I want to like play the first song in rehearsal with them and them to be like, fuck,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you for
4 hours
believing
a
in
day,
me.
man.
Yeah.
4 hours a day I put in until it was probably a month. And then I was like, I know the songs now.
Yeah.
I have them. Now I just have to play it over and over and over till it feels like it's mine.
And like there's that or like what's the word I'm looking for? Like not justification.
Yeah.
But you feel that all the work has been put in once you step out onto that big stage with, say you're playing an opening slot, opening up for Converge. Then it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, all that work was for today.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
And
It was
today,
like-
tomorrow's gonna be even cooler. I gotta get
Yeah.
used to this. Like that's
yeah.
gotta be a wild feeling.
Yeah, I've had a little taste here and there, like Mastiff. We toured with Red Fang. We
Right.
played shows with the Sword, and
Yeah.
we did a run with Dead Meadow, and you know we went down to the desert and recorded with John Garcia from Caius. and
Right.
We played with Vistacine. You know,
God.
we
that
played some
could have
big,
been
That's
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
cool fucking shows, and Passenger Action even bigger. Like
Yes.
we did some really cool shit. We did tour Europe.
Yep.
But yeah, I knew this would be different because we were playing a lot of festivals on the main stages, you know, earlier in the day, kind of early evening, sun's kind of going down. Not first thing, you know, and like giant crowds.
And
I
you catch
watched
people
videos
before
of
they're
those
completely
festivals that you-
broken.
What's that, sorry?
You catch everybody before they're completely hammered.
Oh, it was, dude, it didn't even matter in Europe. Like, you could play first and you'd be stoked. Like, the
Yeah.
crowds were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And there's so many great bands. And like I said to the dudes, I was like, holy shit, like, half of these festivals I just want to go to.
Exactly.
Never mind, like, get to play it. Like, I would just be so stoked to be coming
Be
here
there.
with my buddies
Yeah.
and hanging out
Yeah.
for the weekend. But getting to go to like 10 or 12 different ones,
Yeah.
like a different one every weekend, or you know, they'd be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday fest, and we'd hit the Thursday at one, the Friday at another, the Saturday. It was pretty wild, like all the way to Romania.
Like I know how you feel, like being, small town kid, going to all these concerts when I was a kid. There's a portion of me that is like, I wish I could be up on that sick kit and like
dude.
up on the riser, just like, yeah. But there was always something that attracted me to the road, and that was the 12 guys on the side of the stage with lanyards on, with
Yeah.
drinks in their hands, broing down. There's 7 bands, and they're all standing there watching the band that they love.
Watching your buddies.
It
man.
was
Watching
that
your bros.
that made me
Yeah.
want to go on the road. It was
Yeah.
like, ah, like
Oh, I wish I'd planned this podcast better, I could have sent you some photos like Side Stage Converge or like Toxic Holocaust.
That's
Like
it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Obituary or Suffocation or like we played. The cool thing about the Bats too, we'd play brutal death metal festivals.
That's crazy. It's
And
such
then
a
we'd
cross
play like
genre.
the hardcore punk fest.
Yeah.
Transcending.
They really flip in, and because of their reputation of their character and their like crazy work ethic, they're adored everywhere they go. And to slip in and sit in on Mike's throne for that was just, yeah, man, I felt like the most pure joy you could feel. And I would be thinking about that dude, looking in the crowd and seeing a kid that's like 15 or 13 or whatever, just like in the pit moshing body. You can see the people.
Yeah.
And you see like the ones that are really going crazy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was me. Like, this is what I've been waiting for my whole fucking life
man.
for this, dude.
I've been playing for my 13-year-old self, which is that kid, you know?
Exactly. Oh, it was, and for everyone that's ever supported me or anything, like I didn't, it's not wasted on me.
Right.
And I think that's like part of the reason I got that gig, because those guys know.
Yeah.
I get that feeling, dude, when I play it anywhere.
Yeah.
Honestly. But to get it in that, to be in that position, it's just felt very fortunate.
Yeah.
And so thankful for those guys, man. Holy fuck, all the work they did. And for me to slip in there, it's like, yeah, it's dreamy.
Yeah.
It also puts into perspective how much work it takes to get there.
That's the big one, yeah.
And how far off Swather is from
that. Hey,
you know, like
one step closer though.
That's it, man. Reps.
One step closer, but it's like anything, the more you know, the less you know. Or the more work there you see, right?
100%. Like you get to that next, what you would consider another level, and there's another mountain up there.
Oh, and then you see like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I could ride on this plateau.
Yeah, I'm
It's
fine
a good
here for
spot,
a while.
But that's not to say like other things don't have that meaning as well. You know? That was just a treat.
I really wanted to bring up the recent, the
adventure.
traveling woes, I guess.
Adventure.
Because
you came off a nice one.
A lot of us were paying attention all across the country. I can speak for pretty much everybody. But when you see your friends out in a position where it's like, oh no, like they're hooped. Like not only like you get a breakdown, but a break-in, a theft, shit like that, just sends everybody off the deep end. It's like what you want to help, but how can you help right now? And just kind of take us through what happened here on the last Cancer Bats tour.
Yeah, so they hit me up again for a second tour, which was just in the spring here, April and May. We were kind of out for like a month and a half, and we were on our fourth show of that whole month. Was like 34 shows for me. Because we started early in Canada with Black Mastiff and Bat Sabbath and Pepla. Anyway, for Clay's 50th birthday, blah, blah, blah. We're on show number 4 of the American stuff.
Yeah.
And we're in Indianapolis, and it's 4/20. We have an awesome show.
Yeah.
April 20th. We roll out to the airport with our van and trailer. Brand new Hyatt, beautiful hotel. We were actually commenting that morning as we're walking down to get the van, like, the nicest hotel I've stayed in a long time. This is kind of crazy. We were sick. And then we come outside and it's just shattered glass. Where the van and trailer were. Like they got the whole rig. And
the whole trailer.
And the van.
Dude.
Oh.
Yeah, everything. And luckily, like those dudes are so cool. And they're like, okay, holy shit. Well, we better go in and we had some problems to solve here, guys. Let's go inside and talk to reception. Like there was not one moment from those dudes of like
no
any
rage.
kind of negative
we're screwed.
Freak out.
Yeah. Wow.
There's no we're screwed isn't in their vocabulary.
It's another
They
mountain.
don't miss shows.
Yeah.
And there's a probably 4 examples I could think of on that tour where pretty much any band I've ever been in wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
And to go from that crazy Europe Sprinter van catering, like
Yep.
every night, like really glorious festival run playing with my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, most of those shows were 600 to 10,000 people.
Jeez.
This tour is a little smaller. With He Is Legend also sick, but and like I don't even care. I'm on the road with Cancer Bats. We're playing tunes I love. Those dudes are the best.
Yep.
And they're all like they're sober. 2 of them are totally sober.
Yep.
Jay has a couple of drinks. I have a couple of drinks here and there, but like it's a machine, man. It's like it's like the best. It's the most fun job ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
you
they
will
just-
work.
They're there to to make money and tour,
Yep.
and this is what they do for a living.
Professional.
And they go, okay, we don't miss shows. We can't miss shows. We have to pay you. We have to pay. This is how we make money. First of all our merch is gone, dude, and they're like a merch banger band. They sell
Absolutely.
so much merch.
Yeah.
That probably the trailer's mostly merch or whatever, right?
Well, and I heard from funny because everyone's was very kind about it, and a couple people are like, "That's what you get. Leave your gear in the van."
Come on.
I'm not even joking.
Why would you even say? What are you gonna do? You're gonna haul it up into your hotel room?
I'm like,
That's a
first of
ridiculous
all,
thing to
that's
say.
just
Good luck,
A
yeah.
little bit of gear in a van, dude. It's a 2-axle trailer
Yeah.
filled to the roof.
Like,
We're
You need
not-
a
we
whole
can't
room just
unpack.
for the
Like,
gear.
well, I unpack my drums every night and take them into the hotel. I'm like,
Why?
That's cool.
Go
that's
right
like
ahead.
impossible for us,
Yeah.
dude.
Not
And we
possible.
don't stay in the city. We drive away from the city and stay somewhere else.
100%. That's
In
it.
between, like every night, those guys are like a machine. We come off the stage, we tear our gear down, we load it out and pack it up before we're even out of our show clothes.
For sure.
Like it's right off. Those guys are so pro. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Get it done
but-
so then you can go do the other stuff.
They're just to touch on like how serious that band is. But so yeah, we walk into the hotel and at reception we're like, "Hey guys, like what the hell? This has happened. Like, what do you call the cops? Do we call the cops?" They go, "Oh, you should call the cops." And literally right then, Liam got a call from the police saying, "We found your van."
Jeez.
And we're like, holy shit. So him and Jay go to get it, and me and Jackie, the guitar player, stay behind
Yeah.
to talk to the cop that's on his way to see us.
Yeah.
And like see the scene of the crime. Anyway, Jay and Liam get there's no trailer, and we got a smashed window. The ignition has a screwdriver in it, and catalytic converter is gone even.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrapped
they
it after they
stripped
left it.
They parked it discreetly at a car wash, and we're like, "Oh, okay, these dudes know what's up. They're pros."
Yeah.
Like, this isn't their first fluked out and stole a van full of gear.
Yeah.
But the cops did say 3 truck and trailer work trailers were stolen that night from that area. It's all hotels.
Wow.
So there's theories of oh, someone followed you from the venue, or I don't think so. I think it was kind of random personally, but
Those guys run a system out of that area,
yeah,
probably.
looking for work stuff mostly, probably
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah.
Right.
Gear's harder, man, and
And dangerous to sell.
that, especially when it that shit blew up. We got interviewed by Fox and CNN and
Jeez.
all the local news and stuff. There was a sense of embarrassment
Yeah.
in it from the locals, and they were pissed.
They don't want
The people around us were way more upset
And you
because we're in it, man. There's that perspective of getting all robbed at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, "Oh, I lost that snare, but you lost those 2 flying V's, dude." Oh,
Yeah.
and
everyone,
we're
yeah.
here. If you're on your car gets broken, you're alone, and you're maybe more. It's more intense.
Yes.
But the example those guys gave for me of their attitude was, it didn't really, we were calm, and then the people around us were like, "Fuck this, we're gonna kill these." But we're like,
Yeah.
"Well, we got to get to St. Louis tonight, so."
Yeah. Because
Well,
the
we're
reality
not
is,
getting the gear back.
you as much as other people can be pissed, like you're the one who still has to go play a show.
Do everything. Yeah.
Like, what are you
we
gonna
just
do?
wanna-
Just
I'll-
be more pissed? Like,
yeah.
but
You know, that's a beautiful moment. My
oh,
boss and partner Blaine comes in, writes down on paper coffee.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice. See, I'm living the life all
That's
around.
it,
here,
man.
Heck yeah, man.
Pocket of life, dude.
So yeah, like
yeah.
You guys ended up back on the road. I think I read something you'd after you got back on the road, something else happened too, right?
Well, first of all, we Jackie, the guitar player in Bats, the newer guitar player.
Yep.
He knew these dudes from the Indy 500 pit crew for Cadillac.
Nice.
What?
And they like fixed up. They got the wind. Got a window from a pick apart. And we got a new ignition from like a part source. And we got a
amazing.
catalytic converter too, but they couldn't get the catalytic converter on because it was so fucked.
Good, they
Like
broke
they
it.
broke it off.
repaired whatever they did. I don't know how those attached really, but they couldn't get the new one on, so they straight piped it. And they did this weld. They did something, and later on, like it kept coming off. So it would just all of a sudden we're driving down the highway, and then just the loudest, like. If you've driven in a van with no catalytic converter, it's insane, dude.
I don't think I have.
It's like a monster truck. You know how they're like overwhelmingly loud?
Loud,
You're like,
yeah.
holy fuck, that's crazy. You're like riding on top of that. You can't drive with it. You can't.
Yeah.
Earplugs, like it's crazy. Especially highway speed.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts. So
Nuts.
when that would happen, I just turned on the shredder.
Yeah.
When that happened, we'd have to pull over and solve it. We
Yeah.
were like taking pop cans and cutting them up and like making patches and we were just chasing our tail like for most of that tour, like showing up for doors or missing sound checks.
Yeah.
We got to a point where we were just like, we're not gonna sound check anymore.
Yep.
Just do the show. We'll be there, and we're gonna rip.
Yep.
And it's 2 amps and a drum kit. We don't fuck around with
Yep.
tracks or it's old school.
And all the old
So-
other bands have the same thing. You should be able to line check and move.
Oh, but no, the opening bands have all this technology now.
Oh, and everyone's using fly
Oh,
rigs and
Fucked
shit.
up. Oh, yeah, those like
Yeah, Just modulators,
Both-
in
there
ears.
was like there's 3 bands that did the whole He Is Legend tour. It was like He Is Legend, Cancer Bats, and this band Strawberry Girls.
Okay.
And all of us were just amp bands, like you call it now, I guess.
Yep.
Like head and cab and drum,
Yep.
right? And then there's 2 different bands opened,
Oh
and-
no.
and they like half the tour, and then the second half, and they're like awesome people. They're both young and kind of green bands, but they all had that quad cortex called.
Yeah.
It's just they all plug into one thing.
Yep.
And then one person kind of
Crazy.
controls it, and it's all programmed. Like instead of pressing a pedal, as the bass player's like,
It changes at
it just automatically
chorus.
happens, and they're all in ears only. There's no amps or volume on stage.
yeah,
It's
stage
fucking-
volume's just the cymbals and kick. Just-
I don't care for it. I think if you're gonna do that, you have to have like a crew and a dedicated sound person that knows how to mix you.
There it is.
you are 100% correct. That is
Because they
the
can
only
work.
way you
I've
should do
seen
it.
bands where I'm like, holy fuck, this sounds crazy good.
Yep.
Almost too good.
Yep.
And it makes sense in ways, but yeah, that
If you have your own
where I
guy.
was going with that, but we had to get gear too, man. We lost everything, right?
Yeah.
So we missed the one show, St. Louis, which was off package.
Okay.
It was our own. Like on days off, we didn't take days off. We had our own shows,
Yep.
and we missed one of those.
Yeah.
And we went to Sweetwater, to shake hands with the devil.
Yeah.
Because being an independent music shop guy, Sweetwater's like
Yep.
mind-blowingly large and competitive online.
Yep.
And we went out there. The dudes knew a guy that managed the studio there, their recording studio, and he just hooked us up. We showed up, and he just gave us all free gear.
Oh,
Uh, brand new guitars off the walls and amps and shit. And then I got a drum kit out of the studio that they have there for when they do demos.
Wild.
And their demos are nuts. Like, I met that guy that's in all the videos.
Yeah.
They were so generous, and they have a cafeteria there and a coffee shop, and
Yeah.
they bought us breakfast and lunch and then food to go. And like, man, it was nuts.
That's incredible.
They hooked it up, and then we were just collecting merch every day. Like, okay, this shop's gonna have that shirt, and
I was gonna
I think
ask how you did
probably
that.
had 7 designs on that tour, different designs, and so
And replaced it kind of like city by city, where you knew you'd have to re-up on certain things,
well,
or
we were
could get
chasing
it available.
having it shipped here or there. We're going to this UPS outlet today, or we're going to this shop or this warehouse. And
Shit.
sometimes it wouldn't be ready, and we'd have to move on because we can't miss it. You know, it was nuts. And then like, there must have been a week left, maybe like 6 or 7 shows, and we got a call from the merch company that we originally got the merch from in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Because they cross the border and buy the merch in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's better to do that.
They're like, they found the merch.
No.
Yeah, we got the merch and the banners back, which was crazy. Because they had like I don't know what it would be, 40 feet by 20-foot festival banner.
Festival, like
full color, like beautiful, from the Psychic Jailbreak
Sick.
album.
Yeah.
And they got that back,
cool.
which was awesome to see. And a couple of the smaller banners, and Liam lost a lot of Treadwell merch too, because he sells his brand on the side of the merch table. Kind of, he'll just bring a few kind of things. So we got that back, but I think we had like 4 or 5 shows when we actually got it back. So
Wow.
those guys got to re-up on merch.
Dude, see, all I can think about hearing all of this is it's such a statement on the band itself, hey?
Yeah.
Just we say it all the time here at this little network that we have about how do good things and they'll happen to you. I had every live show we do with that exact statement, and it's so true. Like, if you just go out there, treat others how you want to be treated, the universe gives back, man. It lets you know, and it's this perfect example of that happening over and over again.
Yeah, it was cool, man. People were generous and thoughtful, and the punk rock community is like, it's incredible.
Family. Fucking
It's
family.
family, and you're like, all people across Canada were watching, dude. People all over the world were watching that.
Oh,
And
I know.
That's what blew my mind too. Like,
Yep.
because there was a GoFundMe that went up.
Yep.
And that was debated within the band too. Like, they didn't really want to do it, but
Yeah.
we were in a position of like, maybe we'll just
ask.
we need something, like
Yep.
we're kind of fucked here, and
What's the
this
hurt
is
in
our
asking?
livelihood. GoFundMe's are helpful. I honestly think they should mostly be reserved for like people in desperate situations, like with their health,
Agreed.
or their homes,
Agreed.
or, like
Yeah.
families and shit that
Actual
are fucked.
reasons for it
So
instead of
you're on the road and you're like, we're in a band, and it's like, this is our livelihood though, man, and this is like, and people, the whole thing about it too. Thanks, Blake.
Coffee time. Hey.
You're lucky
Right
you're in
on.
Vancouver next to
Yeah,
1
man.
million
Hey,
coffee shops.
Wait, no, Graham. You recognize this crazy son of a bitch?
Holy
What's up,
shit.
dude?
Yeah.
How you doing?
We're in the
Hello.
Pathological Liar. Graham played in Sparky.
Oh, hey, how you
Holy
doing?
shit.
Remember?
The path of a logical liar.
A long time.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
How's it going,
that's been
buddy?
A real long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Good to see
Yeah.
you too.
So handsome. Hey,
That's a whole nother interview right there.
Yeah, whole other time.
Ah.